with like horror sequels of you guys in terms of your first studio?
It's so funny because our first movie was called Dead Hooker in a Trunk, and we thought it was a road trip movie, but they said it was horror. Then we did American Mary, which I thought was a romantic comedy, and they also said it was a horror. And then after we did it, everybody wanted us to make American Mary again, and it was like,
didn't you just see it? We totally just made it.
And it was like, and they were like, not American Mary, we just want to take Isabel in slutty outfits, cutting people up. I'm like, that just happened. And then our agent called us, and he's like, oh, I have a script, you have to read it right now. And we had read so many scripts, and we're like, oh, we'll get to it. He's like, read it right now. And we're like, see, no, we have to. We're like, no way. And we started watching wrestling 17 years ago when Glenn was introduced as Kane, and we're like, oh my god. And I won't tell you what happened in the script, but there's a point because our laptops are right next to each other. We both pushed away from our desks. We're like, did you just read that?
Yeah.
We are doing this.
That just happened.
And then we had an interview with them, and we didn't think they would hire us because it just seemed too good to be true. It was like exactly what we would dream. Like it was like the fangirl teen project to do.
And in Twins, we have a running joke that we only do number twos. We're also doing ABCs of Death too. Yeah, they missed us with VHS. Now they're on to 4. They can't get us now. They gotta go back to do another 2.
We only do
Only twos. Except we have. Can I say it? Well, if there is a sequel of this, or this continues on in a franchise,
I want it.
We have to be directed.
Yeah. I just loved working with him. I loved this movie, and I
loved working with the WWE too. Holy fangirl moment.
Everyone's like, "Oh, you'll be the studio won't let you do anything. Studio this." The studio was like my parents. Like I was like, "Can I have this?" And like, "Here you go. Here's 2 of them." I'm like, "Thank you." Can I have the Phantom camera? It's $5,500 a day. It's $250,000 camera. Okay, girls, whatever you need to murder people in the prettiest way.
Oh, we murder people pretty.
Well, you say your first movies, you didn't see them as horror movies when you were writing them. When you were reading the script for See No Evil 2, did you see it as something other than a horror movie? What genre did you see that as?
I thought it was an interesting character piece because when you do a slasher, you need a high body count, so you have a lot of people in there, right? And it was, I think it's like a romantic comedy too. Because there's a bunch of couples in there.
It's a really romantic film. Like there's a really beautiful love story in it, but they're unfortunately stuck in a slasher movie.
Yeah,
their relationship is a romance, but then it's like, Kane just showed
And
up.
it's a lot about crazy women messing up men's lives. Because like Jacob, it was his mom that had him like jerking off in a cage in the first. Was like she messed him up. Women are crazy. You guys know.
It's okay to laugh. I won't slash you. We're not in reach distance anymore.
I can get him.
So, if you had one actor or actress to have in your film to kill off, who would it be?
I just got to do that. Danielle Harris. She's like the Natalie Portman of horror. She's so talented.
Brilliant.
She's so.
Her fiance, we were texting back and forth because he loves her as much as I do. Like, Danielle just did this. He's like, I know, she's awesome. And she'd be like, are you talking to him again? I'm like, no.
Danielle caught us. But he'd be like, oh, take it easy on her. I'm like, she actually, when she makes a movie, she goes through that. So for the last 3 weeks, she's literally been going head to head with the serial killer. She doesn't have acid. She's screaming, she's crying, she's getting.
Also, no stunt double for Danielle Harris. Danielle Harris does all of her own stuff. Katie did all of her. Actually, all of our women did all of their own physical stunts.
Oh yeah, I won't tell you which one, but we almost killed her. There was something where her code was to tap, and she was tapping, but Glenn didn't stop. And we were like, oh my god, it actually looked
Man, like that doesn't feel a little tap.
Are you kidding me? It actually looked like he was killing me. Like she's like, he was. I'm like, oh, I guess I should
We'll
put
use that
take
tape
in
for
the
the
movie.
final edit.
Blooper reel.
We have a great blooper reel. Our cast was really funny when they weren't murdering or being murdered.
Is there any horror movies that inspired you guys when you made the movie, or any of your movies?
Oh, this one I think is definitely inspired by Halloween 2, Suspiria, and Antichrist. I love Lars von Trier. I'm so
It's a
excited.
very terrifying, violent film, but it's shot very beautifully. That was the one question mark, eh?
Yeah, it's an art house slasher. Like when slashers first started with Black Christmas, it wasn't a subgenre anymore. And then when the studios were like, oh, this sells like hotcakes. Then they started making it extremely formulaic, and I think that's what really killed it. So now when people hear a slasher movie's coming out, they're like, oh, big piece of shit's coming out.
Or they think, oh, it's going to be bloody and disgusting and something that I can't watch. This is a very bloody and violent movie, but you're not going to have to turn away from it. Even the blood looks beautiful. It's all about how you light and shoot it.
Although we did shoot it to upset my mom. I was like, because I don't have feelings, so it's like, does this upset my mom? Good.
I will say there's a lot more suffering in this movie than you would expect in a regular film. Kind of like the Saw films, you don't really get to connect with a lot of the characters, and then they die. You are going to love everybody, and then you have to horribly murder them and tear out your heart.
And it's a very scary movie. It's really
Yeah, this one's kind of scary. It's a little spooky. We're like it's spooky.
Now, what do you guys watch for horror movies? Like, what kind of horror movies?
We watch everything from the stuff we're sent to whatever is in the theaters to things that we know are big steaming piles of crap. Just so, because when you watch a bad movie, it's like, well, why is it that?
I really love Asian horror, but the movie I'm really excited to see right now is Zach Lukowski's Leprechaun Origins, because he shot before me and I inherited a lot of his crew, and he set the bar way too high, so the whole time I was like, damn it! Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
So much, guys.